South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has formally closed the G20 summit. The summit's declaration was adopted on Saturday, even though there were sessions and multiple bilateral meetings held today. Breaking tradition at this G20 summit, South Africa issued the leaders' declaration on the first day instead of the last. Images from the closing ceremony show the final moments of the event, with world leaders gathered and South Africa completing its role as a host.
I now say that this gavel of this G20 summit formally closes this summit and now moves on to the next president of the G20, which is the United States, where we shall see each other again next year. The summit is therefore closed.
The formal handover of the G20 presidency is left. The U.S. chose not to attend the two-day leaders meeting because of claims from the Trump administration accusing South Africa of persecuting white minority. South African Foreign Minister Ronald Lamola says that a U.S. diplomat will take part in the handover process expected anytime from Monday.
So the handover must happen at the head of state level, or at least the minister who is properly designated by the President of the United States of America. So now that they have assigned a charge, we have said DERCO has equivalent officials of the charge. Hence we welcome that they will now receive, we will do the handover. We will do it at DERCO offices anytime from Monday.
Previously, Ramaphosa's spokesperson said he will not hand over the presidency of the G20 to a junior embassy official, calling it a breach of protocol which was not going to be accommodated. In recent months, relations between South Africa and the US have deteriorated sharply. Meanwhile, there were also critical meetings on the sidelines of the summit. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi held bilateral talks with his Italian counterpart Giorgia Meloni. Before this, the Prime Minister also held a meeting with Canada's Mark Carney. The meeting marked a significant step in resetting and rebuilding relations between the two countries following strained ties in recent years. The Prime Minister also held talks with the Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi. This was their first in-person meeting since Takaichi assumed office. The two leaders discussed ways to further enhance bilateral cooperation in areas such as innovation, defense, and talent mobility. Well, throughout the G20 summit, our correspondent Kalden Ongmu has been reporting live from Johannesburg, and now the summit has come to an end. This is her report.
South Africa concludes the 20th G20 Leaders Summit and President Cyril Ramaphosa hails success for multilateralism. The summit that was hosted at a time of global uncertainty and geopolitical tension brought leaders together in pursuit of a better world. G20 summit that was hosted for the very first time on African soil managed to place Africa's growth and development at the heart of G20's agenda. Building on the agenda of previous presidencies in Indonesia, India and Brazil, the G20 has prioritized the issues that matter most to developing countries. South Africa did not officially hand over the summit presidency to the US on Sunday. However, they will do so at the offices of the Department of International Relations and Corporations in the coming week. This is Kalden Ongmu from Johannesburg, South Africa for WION World is One.